what we need to understand, that everything he will understand. He will understand what are the activities that will be pleasing to the Krishna. He will understand how I can convert my each and every activity into the spiritual activity. So this is the understanding a person will get when he will know this last three shloka, which was the essence of the all the scriptures that Krishna was declaring. So it is in a way, this shloka is telling that the previous three shloka was very important, and overall this complete chapter is so much important. That is what is explained in this purport. So let's see the next paragraph, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Um, Everyone must take to this consciousness of Krishna and engage in devotional service to become intelligent and purified. Unless one comes to the position or to this position of understanding Krishna and engages in devotional service, however intelligent he may be in the estimation of some common man, he is not perfectly intelligent. Mataji, should I continue?
Yes, please, Mataji.
Yes. The word anaga, by which Arjuna is addressed, is significant. Anag, O sinless one, means that unless one is free from all sinful reactions, it is very difficult to understand Krishna. One has to become free from all contamination, all sinful activities, then he can understand. But devotional service is so pure and potent that once one is engaged in devotional service, he automatically comes to the stage of sinlessness.
Thank you. So these two are again very important part of this purport. Srila Prabhupada is asking everyone to take the Krishna consciousness, because understanding the importance of the Krishna consciousness, he is requesting or insisting or telling the importance of this Krishna consciousness, how we all should accept this Krishna consciousness to become intelligent and purified. That is the only way to become purified and intelligent. And what is Krishna consciousness? As we all know that, like, Krishna consciousness means being conscious that Krishna is the controller, maintainer, he is my well-wisher, he is a Surud, and he is always there with me, he's always watching me. That is a Krishna consciousness. And um, after understanding the activity that we are expected to perform for Krishna is just remembering him all the time and being grateful about whatever he is giving to us. So this is a simple thing or simple definition of the Krishna consciousness. It doesn't mean like the whole lot of rules. It is doesn't mean like very complicated. Some path is very complicated. We are making it complicated. But the simplest thing is to understand that, like, he is our well wisher, and we should be thankful to him all the time, that, like, how he is acting in our life. Mataji, can you please mute yourself, Nitin Kumar?
Oh, sorry, Mataji.
Yeah. So please, yeah, thank you. So that is the understanding, and Krishna is saying here that this most confidential knowledge about me, that who I am and how I am a maintainer. Later we will go over this chapter again, and we will go step by step that how Krishna is a maintainer of everything. To understand this knowledge, how should be our consciousness, it should be like, we should be pure. So it will purification will be done once we will accept the Krishna consciousness. But again, there is a prerequisite that you should not be envious about the Krishna. That is the only requirement. You should feel that, like, you should have some faith in him. If you are envious about the Krishna, then this you will misunderstand this knowledge. Just like we see that, like, right now in Bhagavatam we are reading this chapter 7, and how Ravan, though he understand that Vishnu is the lord of everything, but he is misunderstanding many way. He's saying that, like, Vishnu is the one Vishnu is, he's doing all sorts of a partiality. He's not fair with us. He's getting, he's getting impressed with the whatever devatas are doing his puja, and like, like a child, he's feeling so happy that someone is worshipping me and he's taking their side. So a lot of misunderstandings comes with this understanding that, like, Krishna is the supreme. If we are, have not having that friendly relationship with towards the Krishna, if we are not accepting that he is our best friend, if we are looking at the Krishna in like very dvesha bhav, or like, like a enmity, or like a competitor, or like why he's getting everything and why I'm not the Krishna, why I'm not God. If you are looking at the Krishna in this spirit, then you will not understand this confidential knowledge that Krishna is explaining again and again in many scriptures. So even if it is like, open book, everyone is reading it, but still only very few people will understand that what Krishna is saying. Because, and that is what is the confidentiality in this in this complete scriptures, that Krishna is saying it openly, these words to everyone, but only few understands. Just like, for example, when Pandavas were leaving, and Vidur came to know that, like, there will be Agni Kand, they will be put into the Lakshagraha, and there is a plan to burn them. Then Vidura, in like a very, it is said that in which language, Malecha language, that Vidura conveyed this message to Pandavas. He said in front of them some shloka type or something like, coding language type, something in a different language, that everyone heard that. It was like open. It was not that he was whispering in his ears, or he was writing something only for him. It was like a, openly he said something, everyone heard it, but only Yudhishthir Maharaj understood that he is indicating, or he's telling me some message. He's asking me to protect myself from an enemy, or a weapon which is not even sharp and which is not even going to cut me. So what kind of weapon is that? That is a fire. And that's how he comes to the conclusion that, like, I have to protect my brothers and my mother from this Lakshagraha incidents, or from the fire. So this is exactly what is written in this throughout the Bhagavad Gita, and especially these last three verses and this particular chapter, that Krishna is saying that this is a confidential knowledge, very confidential knowledge. So even if it is, this book is available to everyone, purports are written, but very few understand, and there then again very few are able to implement it in their life, and where very few will be successful. But we have to really try to follow what Prabhupada is saying. Like, even if we are doing this sadhana bhakti and four regulative principles, if we try to follow those do's and don'ts, and if we try to chant Krishna with, like, full faith in him, and if we try to just keep remembering ourselves by reading Bhagavad Gita every day, that like how he is a maintainer, that way we will understand this knowledge, and we will become like a sinless, or we will become innocent to, I will not say innocent, but like a sinless one, means with because of our chanting, and because of doing this process so faithfully, slowly our sins will, Krishna will take away our sins. It will vanish. Again and again in Bhagavad Gita, many places it is mentioned that how, like, your previous sins and your current sins, everything will be vanished. In the 18th chapter, lot of things are talked about it, and Krishna is, saying that everything, all your sins that you did it in the past and present and everything in future, you will try to do, that beej also, that, like, seed also of that sin, I will destroy it. So by chanting and taking Krishna's name faithfully, all the sins will be destroyed, and after that you will be in a position to understand this knowledge and get closer and closer to the Krishna. Okay, let's see last paragraph. Hari Krishna Mataji.
Uh, yes, Mataji. While one is performing devotional service in the association of pure devotees in full Krishna consciousness, there are certain things which are required to be vanquished altogether. The most important thing one has to surmount is weakness of the heart. The first fall down is caused by the desire to lord it over material nature. Thus, one gives up the transcendental loving service of the Supreme Lord. The second weakness of the heart is that as one increases the propensity to lord it over material nature, he becomes attached to matter and the possession of matter. The problems of material existence are due to these weaknesses of the heart. In this chapter, the first 5 verses describe the process of freeing oneself from these weaknesses of heart, and the rest of the chapter, from the 6th verse through the end, discusses Purushottam Yoga. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada to the 15th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita in the matter of Purushottam Yoga, the yoga of the Supreme Person. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So here, very important thing Prabhupada is mentioning in this purport, last part of the purport, about the sinless Maya Naga. I mean, how to become Anaga. Again, here, Prabhupada is explaining that like we have these weaknesses of heart, and we have to conquer that. We have to, come out of it. Then only we will understand this knowledge. And what are these weaknesses of the heart is to conquering the material nature, or, trying to enjoy the material nature. And in the process of trying to enjoy something, getting attached to it and saying that like this is mine, this is not mine. And then like from there only this weaknesses of the heart starts, and by that you will get more and more attached and entangled with the material nature. And once you are very much uh, prone or you are attracting towards the darkness, then you will not see the light, right? You will, if you are if you are caught up completely into the dark room, then there is no light there. So if you want to come and see the light, if you want to come and see the Krishna, then you will have to give up the light. So same thing, it is explained in this purport, that like how Krishna is explaining throughout this chapter to get detached and give up this darkness and come to the light, and then only you will understand, or you will see me clearly. So one way also is that once you are detached from this material entanglement, then only you will be able to see Krishna actually who he is. And that darkness, material darkness, is something which is blocking our vision, which is our blocking our mind. And that is the reason, even if this chapter clearly so many places Krishna is talking about himself, we are still not understanding it, or we are not realizing it. So this is where we can conclude this chapter, and now we will go over the complete chapter, how it is, what is the flow, and how it is going. So throughout this chapter, what Krishna is explaining. Very briefly, I will try to explain this chapter. So chapter 15, it starts with like, first 5 shlokas are talking about that how this material world is temporary. So Krishna is explaining that how this everything that you have, this body and this material world that you are attracted to, so many wonderful things you are seeing in this material world, they are all nothing but very temporary, or they are rather a reflection of the original thing. So I was listening to very nice story yesterday by Radhesham Prabhu. He was saying that once like one uh, queen, she lost her wonderful necklace, and crow picked up that necklace and he flew from that palace. And then king had to, queen insisted, and then king declared that whoever finds this, he will get this kind of wealth, and this and that. And everyone was trying to, search that necklace. And one person, he was really he found it, like he saw it at the bottom of the one small water body was there, one small river or something was there, and he was able to see that necklace. It was definitely not river, it was something like a lake or something, because water was very still. and he saw the necklace at the bottom, and he was trying to get it. So many times he jumped in and then he came back empty handed. And there was a sadhu, he was just sitting under the tree, and he was looking all these thing, that whatever he was doing. And so sadhu finally asked him that, what are you doing, why are you jumping again and again and coming out empty handed? So he took that sadhu into confidence, that like whatever I am going to share, do not tell anyone, and I'm not going to share you, any of the part of the wealth that I'm getting from the king. But let me tell you that I found the necklace, but I'm not able to, get it. And then Sadhu smiled and he said that, like, he looked at the, that necklace that he was showing, and he looked up and he said that, okay, you just wait here and I will grab that necklace for you. And he just, the man was jumping in the water, but then Sadhu, he climbed that tree and then the necklace was hanging there. He took out that necklace and gave it to that man, and he was saying that you were just looking at the reflection. So same thing Krishna is explaining here about the material world. This is nothing but a reflection, and we are trying to get this necklace. Means we are going after the happiness by using our senses, and we are looking at the very attractive things, and we are thinking that, like, by coming in contact with them, by lording it over, by trying to enjoy it, I will find happiness. But that is not happening, because Krishna explains that this is just a reflection. So go to the real tree, go and climb the real tree, then only you will get that real kind of a happiness. So in order to do that, he's saying that, like, first of all, forget about this material world. You just put some big stones in the water body, and then the picture will kind of disturb, and then you will get distracted. You will say that, like, oh, this is not the real thing. That is the understanding. You will, you will come to the conclusion that real thing is this tree that was just a reflection. So this disturbance of the water by throwing the stone means, like, detaching ourselves from this material world by understanding that, like, everything is temporary. So next few verses are talking about how everything is temporary, and we are, you know uh, whatever body we are getting, whatever these senses that we are trying to enjoy with, everything is, like, just that kind of a set of everything that is given to us, just so that we will try to be here in this material world and look again and again to this reflection, so that we will think and use our intelligence that, like, oh, there must be something, in real. Somewhere the tree is there and I want to go there, I will want to climb there. So in this way Krishna is, trying to get our attention towards the real tree by showing us the reflection. Then 6 to 11 are again showing that, like, how we are coming again and again by taking this, by changing this body from one body to another body to, we just need, so many desires are there. So again, Prabhuji was giving this example that one of the boy, he couldn't make it in the GRE TOEFL, but he had so much, so much desire, strong desire to study in America. And the day and night he was just following the Western culture, also, like, sitting at the India, but he couldn't come. But he was still following. Like, I mean, if you see him, you will not even recognize that he's an Indian boy. He just, his Western outfits and everything, like, the way he's talking, everything. So Prabhuji was saying that this kind of a desire, strong desire throughout the life, if you keep, what will happen to that boy if he dies today? Because he's having so much this strong desire to taking birth or going to America, that he will take birth in America. So he was just giving an example. I mean, who knows? I mean, because we are not able to see our future also, and we don't remember our past also, so it's very difficult to again and again explain someone that, like, whatever desires you are carrying, you will take birth again, depending on the desires. But we take our Shastra as a last word. We believe in our Shastra, we believe in Krishna's, declaration that whatever with consciousness you are living this body, you will take birth again here with, following that same consciousness. Means that desire, that strong desire will be fulfilled. But for that, you should have a enough credit also. So your karma baggage and everything depend on that. You will get your next body. So 6 to 11 verses are talking about, how you are going over again and again. So first of all, this place is a reflection. And then Krishna explains one more very important part, that mamai vangsho jiva loke, that you are a part and parcel of me. Just like we are part and parcel of our parents. I mean, I really now miss my father so much every day, because I was like, part and parcel of my father. So I keep on going over and over again, that what he likes or how he was talking, what was his what was his, how he wanted me to be. So we are very much attached to our mother and father. We are like, we are their part. Like that, we are part of Krishna, and that's why it is very natural to think about Krishna. It feels so difficult in the beginning to remember Krishna all the time. I was just talking to my husband, because after the lecture I heard lecture from Narayani Mataji. She is a disciple of Srila Prabhupada, and she was talking about it, that like how easy it is to remember Krishna throughout the day. We feel that it is something we have to practice, we are doing sadhana, but it becomes very natural for the devotees after doing it for the many many years, because those layers are gone. And this is our natural tendency to think about Krishna. Just like as a daughter, it is my natural tendency to think about my father and my mother. So all of us are ansh of Krishna, and in that sense, we think about Krishna, and we are. That's why very easily able to see the real tree by looking at the reflection. And then we talked about like temporary world and our temporary body also, and how our, because of our desires, we are coming here again and again. And Krishna explains that, like, by detachment you can come out of all of this. But for a child, like suppose I'm holding something very something very important for me, something like, very, I'm very attached to something and I'm holding on to it. And someone is asking me to just leave it, leave it, leave it. So I will not leave it unless and until they show me something like better than that. Suppose I'm holding a apple and someone shows me like, wonderful mango, then I will leave the apple aside and I will try to grab that mango. So like that, Krishna, what he does is that, like, after explaining this, he start talking about his dham also. So we will see some of the verses, they talk about the Krishna's dham. So Krishna is saying that with detachment, come out of this material world. But what is it, what will I do after, rejecting this material world? That you will come to the spiritual world, and which is much, much better. You, whatever happiness you are looking for, that you will get it there. There are like sun and moon and everything there. It's not that there, uh, because of them it is shining. It is because of my effulgences it is shining. So these effulgences are there all the time. Here, like, after sunset you will not see the bright sunlight again. But there at my dham, because it is my effulgences, it is always, always there is a light, always there is a knowledge, always there is a happiness. So Krishna is attracting us towards this spiritual world. And then, um, to believe, or to, kind of more, in to increase our faith more in Krishna. Krishna is giving us very, very practical examples, that how you can see Krishna in this, like, day to day life. So that's why he's from 12 to 15, he's explaining that how he's a maintainer of this universe. He's talking about that, like, just a second, let me open those. From 13 onwards, he's talking about that, like, he, all these planets also, because of him, they are like in the they are They are like in a proper orbit, otherwise they will fall down. So it is my energy only which is holding on to this planet. Then, like, I am the one who is giving this juice in every fruits, and so these are the things that you can see with your eyes, and you can really understand that Krishna's mercy is in all of these subjects. So this is how he's trying to say that, like, he's a maintainer of this universe. And then he comes to the point that, like, I'm a maintainer of your body also, and I'm a maintainer of your mind also. I'm a maintainer of your soul also. So 14th and 15th, those shlokas are talking about how he's maintaining our body, how he is sitting in our heart and giving us smruti, jnana, everything. So in a way, Krishna is doing everything within and outside. So these are very simple and very nice shlokas, like any beginner also will understand the glories of the Krishna. And after that, Krishna starts the most essential, or the essence of the all this Bhagavad Gita, or all the shastras. It is said that, like, all these three shlokas are which talks about who Krishna is exactly. And then here again Krishna says that, like, kshara and akshara, two types of people are there, and I am beyond that, I am superior to that, and that's why they all worship me, even Vedas worship me. And I am the best among all the Purusha avatars. I am best among the all the Purushas, all the enjoyers. I am the Purusha Uttama. So these three verses talk about the Brahman, uh, Brahman aspect of the Krishna. They talk about the Paramatma aspect of the Krishna, and Paramatma. While explaining Paramatma part, Krishna is talking about the Purusha avatars, like a Karna Dakshay Vishnu, Kshiro Dakshay Vishnu, and Garbho Dakshay Vishnu. So, like, we already spoke about that. And then there are other Krishna's avatars also. So Krishna is saying that, like, above all, I am a Purushottam. So that is the reason this is a chapter's name is Purushottam. And then the last verse he concludes by saying that this is the most confidential knowledge. Again, I'm repeating that few things that I spoke earlier, that this is a most essential knowledge of this all the Vedas, and that I am giving to you, Arjuna, because you are a anaga, you are a sinless one. So that kind of a innocence, that kind of a faith, and Arjuna's mentality we should have. If that consciousness, with that consciousness, if you approach Bhagavad Gita, then only you will understand Bhagavad Gita. So Prabhupada very nicely explains in each and every purport the importance of Krishna consciousness, and how we all should spread Krishna consciousness, and for ourselves also take it very seriously. Krishna consciousness is not an option or a choice, because some people says that, like, oh, you are interested in Krishna, you like spirituality, that's why you are studying Bhagavad Gita. But it is not like that. It is like a very essential thing. Just like we have to learn to talk, we have to eat, doesn't matter if you like or don't like, but to maintain your body you have to do certain things. Those are very essential. Like that, Krishna consciousness is very, very essential, and we should be able to convince other and convince ourselves. And to do that, we have to read and go over these books again and again, and these purports again and again, to understand what Krishna, I mean, what kind of role Krishna playing in our life. I mean, since morning till night, he is every time giving you remembrance, he's giving you intelligence, he's helping you digest your food, he is opening and closing your eyes, he's sitting on your tongue so that you can talk truth and talk about his glories. So these are wonderful things Krishna is giving us. So we have to be very, very grateful towards the Krishna. That is the conclusion of this chapter, and that is how I understood this chapter. So if there is any comment, please unmute yourself and share your realization. Hari Bol, Hari Krishna.
Wonderful summarization, Mataji. So nice. You are talking from the very first sloka, few verses, and then in the middle of the shlokas. Very wonderfully said, Mataji. So nice. And
Thank
the
you,
reflection
Mataji.
part, it is explained so clearly. in the sloka like Urdhva Mula Dasyaka, right? What all the originality is there, it is somewhere above us that we can't even understand, we can't even have a vision of that one. But we are seeing at least the reflection when we see, we know that there is something real, right?
Yeah,
So at
yes,
least to
yes.
get to that part of reflection, because in the story where you mentioned, uh, everyone in the country, they know that this jewel is lost and they are trying to find that necklace or something, but only that person who could see the reflection can go to that original form also, otherwise
Ah,
it is very hard.
very
Yeah.
nice point, Pramataji. Very nice point you said that, like, yeah, at least we should be able
Yeah.
to see the reflection. Yeah,
Hmm. Yes,
very nice. Yeah,
that's
thank
what
you
I'm
so much.
thinking.
Yeah, beautiful. We missed you, Mataji, last few
Yeah, but
lessons.
because of Ram Navami and other events, Mataji, first and second Sundays usually I'm in the temples
Okay.
early in the morning. So Hare Krishna. Sorry about that.
No problem. Any other reflections?
I see important parts in translation, Mataji, to my understanding, Just it's a beautiful way that says this is the most confidential part of the Vedic scriptures, O sinless one, and it is enclosed now by me. Whoever understands this will become wise, and his endeavors will know the perfections. So the last line makes a very, very precise way I try to understand it. His endeavors will know the perfections. Now, it is said we've been listening Gita, and then if I listen and think by the word, goes in my mind or ears, and I think I got the knowledge. But then comes the understanding it, then when you understand it. Suppose you show me, you explain me about an apple, let's for example. Then you explain more detail about the apples, what nutritions are there. But will that make any changes in me? I don't think so. That's reason Lord and Guru Maharaj says endeavors will know the perfections. So what remains for me, the rest part of it? Then I have to try it. I have to experience it. So the experience is what here we can say by bhakti, the way the path Guru Maharaj has showed, Krishna consciousness. Now only listening this will not do any change in me. Maybe I feel inside me that, oh, I know the Bhagavad Gita. Oh, I understand it. Oh, I can explain it. But there will remain still the borrowed knowledge, until and unless I tried it. So endeavors is very important. So
Mm, mm.
only by listening, only by understanding, no. It is initial knowledge we get it. The path showed us. Well, when I tried the apple for for the time beings, for the several years, and I changes in my body, I see the effects of the apples. That becomes my knowledge, until unless it becomes only the borrowed knowledge, Mataji.
Yeah, that is
So
absolutely
that
correct.
is what the endeavors is very important. That's reason Guru Maharaj is been teaching us try it by chanting,
Yes.
understand it, and experience it. That experience becomes my knowledge. That's what I understand.
Mm.
Lord is saying here. Unless it remains gopaniya, he will use the words gopaniya here.
Mm.
That's what I understood, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, no, very, very nice point, Prabhuji. I actually forgot to mention about these 2 points, the last line. Very nicely, you pointed out that, like, unless and until your endeavor is there, unless you want it, like, because after listening this all, why we are listening this, so that at least we will have the desire to experience it. And then only this jnana will become vidyan. That, as you are saying, that after experience only that realization will come. But
The
in order
endeavors
to
will know the perfections. Guru Maharaj
perfection.
is beautiful.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
That is so.
my experience is only my knowledge, Mataji. Let's see. No matter how many times you explain me about the apples and its nutritious parts and stuff,
Mm,
unless I tried it, eat it, and experience is for time being, not only short of time, but in the bhakti you could continue do it, then it becomes my knowledge. Otherwise, not. That's what the Lord
mm.
said here. Hare
Yes, Mahaprabhuji. That's very nice.